Hey, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson, a.k.a. Uncle Tex, a.k.a. Professor Tex. Before we get started, subscribe to the page, share, like the video and whatnot. Tell a friend. And anything, got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. We can sit up there and talk about it. And let's just be respectful. Like I always say, remember, it's only a game. It's only a game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and start this right now, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I saw some video the other day, yesterday, and whatnot. And this talking about Shady Mcoy. Y'all see the y'all see the title. So this is my thing. First and foremost, no disrespect to Shady. Shady was a very good running back. Leshaun McCoy is a very good running back. Very good running back. Probably you could say depends on how long Saquon Barkley stays there. Who basically did 2 seasons in one, if you think about it, but you know, and whatnot. So if he stays there another 4 or 5, if he stays there, he turned 28, I believe. If he can gut it out another 3 or 4 years, he'd probably be one of the best ever that in the play there, and whatnot. But McCoy was that back. I give him that. Sean McCoy, very good back. I always remember him in the snow game. I know he played with Buffalo, I think, at the time and whatnot. McCoy is that guy. I always like McCoy. Up until recently, over the past couple of years, and listening to him being on these shows and stuff like that, I didn't like the fact that he called Dak Prescott, say he was played like ass and this and that and stuff like that. I'm just like, I don't know where they come from. Again, you know, I don't particularly see old heads or white cats that's retired from the game really talk about other white players like that. But that's another story and whatnot. I didn't like the fact that he did that. Then I'm seeing him on the different podcasts and stuff talking about his crazy work, what he did to Lance Briggs, this and that and stuff like crazy work. I thought it was funny and stuff like that. But one of the things that been irritating me about McCoy is that he puts himself on a particular pedestal and he doesn't belong on that particular pedestal. Right? He also bitches and complains about, he's bitched and complained about the whole thing about not having line. Oh, I didn't play with this. Y'all played with this. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. Tough nuts, man. Wherever you get drafted, that's where you play at. Wherever you get traded to, that's where you get played at. If you're that guy, then you make make water out of wine. Okay, that's how that shit goes. And I just started having this a kind of dislike because I'm like, my man putting himself on a pedestal where he really, truly doesn't really belong, but he thinks he really does belong. And I'm like, I'm sorry to say, it's like, no, you really, you're not there. You're very good, but I don't put yourself up there. And I'm gonna show you why. And I'm strategically do this for people because, like I tell you guys all the time, numbers don't lie and get emotional. People do, right? People do, and the numbers speak for themselves. So Shady McCoy is talking a lot of the shit that he's been talking and stuff. So he was talking to guys about Miami, basically talking shit about Miami running backs and that he was better than them and this, that, and the other. Talking about guys coming out of the U and whatnot, whether it was McGahee, and everybody knows it. Had McGahee not got hurt against Ohio, I think it was Ohio State when he fucked his leg up. McGahee was that guy. I mean, for those that really remember, was that guy. Portis at one time was that guy as well and whatnot. I mean, you've had some cats come up out of that, man. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna trump Edge, McGahee, Portis. You know, they had a nice running back room and stuff like that and everything. And I'm never going to take anything. I'm going to take anything away from that. I don't take nothing away from McCoy. McCoy was fun to watch. He's shifty, swift, put the moves on you. You know, shake you out your jock strap. All of that. You know what I'm saying? But son, you was not Barry Sanders. Don't get that shit twisted, my man. You wasn't Barry Sanders. He was not Barry Sanders. And I'm start pulling up these fucking numbers on people, and I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. That's why he's over here, and them other guys are over there. Okay, so one of the things here, we look at Leshaun McCoy. Let's look at his stats. And this is what I said. You're talking about somebody at 637 rookie. I'm not going to really count that. He played in 16 games, but he only started 4. Okay, 637 yards, 4 touchdowns. Okay, whatever. Hits with 1080, 7 touchdowns, 1309, 7 touchdowns in his third year at age 23. Right? 2,000-yard season, 840, injuries, nothing. He comes back with the team with Chip Kelly, which I don't understand why they dismantled that team, but they did. I will never know that. You hear them guys talk. You hear him and Jackson talk. It's like they don't even know what even happened. And all these years has passed by. It's been like shit, 15 years, and guys still don't even know what the fuck happened, how that shit even happened. Let's keep moving. 1607, 1390. Here he goes again. Misses out here. He only does 895. Now he still gets into a Pro Bowl or whatever for whatever reason. Might have been some somebody was hurt or whatever, but gets the Pro Bowl. 895. 1267, 1138. After that, he goes off. He falls off. He gets him 2 cheap rings from Kansas City and Tampa. That's his career. He has 6,000-yard seasons. He only has 3 that's memorable. I tell you guys all the time, my criteria for that of a Hall of Fame player, you got to give me 5. You got to play at least 9 or 10 years, and you got to give me you was 5 you had 5 seasons where at least half a decade where you was that guy. 5 years or more, but at least give me 5. I see 3 at best. He led the year back there in 2013, 1607. He was averaging 100 yards a game. Hell of a year. And I was okay, come back. He did 13-19. That was still pretty good. That's pretty good. But that's like almost 290, close to 300 yards under than what he did the year before. And he got the ball 2 times less, okay, that next year. Now, whoever fault that was, we don't know. Then falls off. He gets you 2 years, falls off. 2 years, falls off. 2 years, he's done. At 29. At 29. Now, if we want to sit up there and have some fun with this, and this is why I said, oh, this is fun. Because he's University of Pitt. Right? And I was like, oh, well, if he's da-da-da-da-da, then let's go to Curtis Martin. Curtis Martin. Look at this. 1480, coming in the league in 95. 1487, 1152, 1160, 1287, 1464, 1204, 1513, 1094, 1308. And the coup de grace, what got Curtis Martin in there, as no player that was that age had led the league in rushing at age 31 with 1697, which is almost 1,700 yards. He finished with 1942 for those who needs the yards from scrimmage, which I don't give a shit about that. He's a running back. He runs the ball. I'm looking for that. Anything passing or receiving and shit like that, whatever. That's cool. That's fine. That's cherry on top. If you could do that, if you had hands. A lot of running backs don't have hands like that. But we don't need to because they run the ball. That's the point. And then he ends his career at 735 at age 32. Mcoy puts up this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He had 10 straight years over 1,000 yards. He did 1487 once. Then he did 12. Got at least 12, 1300, 1200. Then 1464. Then 12. Then he does 15. Go down 1,094. 1308. Good season. Then 1697. Did he do that? No. He didn't do that. But this right here put him over the top. His longevity, his years in the game, 11 years in the game, 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Now let's go to the Godfather. For Pitt as well. At this time, by the time Dorsett comes into the league in 77, the league is like, the league is like 58, 59 years old. Right? At this time, Dorsett comes in, 1,007 as a rookie. Barely played any. He didn't even start. He only started 4 games. 1,007, 1325, 1107, 185, 1646. His best year rushing. Strike short in the season. So he was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 straight years. At that time, a back had never rushed for that amount of yards consecutively, 1,000 yards in a season. So that is put over here in itself at the time that they played. Remember, we're dealing with errors. Then he comes back 1321, 1189, and 1307 by 30 at 1307 with Dallas in 1985. Still productive. Then he finishes off with Denver and stuff, 748, 456, 703. Now, having said that, Dorsett did something. Then Dorsett twice led the league for longest runs, 84 and 99, touchdowns. In 99, he's the first to do that. Put him in another realm. Went to 2 Super Bowls, won 1, 99-yard run, 84-yard run, and like I said, 5 or 6. Was it 5 years? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight years? Something the back had never done. It's done, now it's done a little bit more often now, but at that time, nobody had ever done that. That's what put Dorsett over there. 3 cats from Pitt. We already know what Dorsett's career at Pitt, them guys can't even touch that. Then what he did as far as a pro, you could if you want to try to put Curtis Martin up there, that's fine, that's cool, makes sense. But Dorsett's second and Leshaun is third. As far as that's concerned, the boys coming out of the University of Pitt. Right? Now, I have a little whatever biasness because I am a Dallas fan, and I remember when Tony came out and stuff like that. I was a kid, 9, 10-year-old kid and stuff like that. Loved Dorsett and everything about his game, and he did what he was supposed to have done. And like I said, the way that Dallas basically did the ball, he didn't touch the ball a whole hell of a lot like that, but he had some years and stuff like that. So we'll do this here. And so McCoy puts himself, there's people that sit up there and brought up Edgerrin James. I'm like, well, Edgerrin James, he wasn't better than Edgerrin James. Dude, go over here. 15, led the league his first 2 years. Tore his ACL, MCL, and all that kind of stuff. So it took him a couple of years to get his shit back. Right? So those yards right there, dude, that's nothing to sneeze about. When you're doing 1550, you lead the league already twice. 1553. And in 1709, battling back from injuries, only played 6 games, and then the next year he played 14 games, basically missing 2. Green probably had 1,000. 1259, 1548, 1506, 1159, 1222. So he went over 1,500 yards once, 1, 2, 3, 4 fucking times. Did McCoy do that? No, he did not do that. And then he's a threat coming out of the backfield, catching the ball. That's another story, but we're just dealing with rushing at this particular point in time. Now, did McCoy do that? No. What are we talking about? Somebody say, oh, he's not even as good. I say, dude, what are we talking about? The numbers sit up there and tell you that. They tell you that. Now, the argument would be, well, he had Peyton Manning, he had Harris, he had Dallas Clark, he had this, he had that, he had Jeff Saturday, he had blah, 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 blah. Don't want to hear it. Wherever you play at, wherever you get drafted at, that's where you play at. That's the name of the game. Okay? That's the name of the game. But let's just do this here. Look at these guys. These are the all-time rushing yard leaders. Some of the pictures are a little skewed or whatever. But the guys that I'm going to talk about and point out, these guys are the standard of what a back is supposed to be in every sense of the word. If you're not that guy and can't compare to what that guy did, then there really is nothing else to really talk about. Emmitt Smith, don't make me pull that shit up. I don't even want to pull it up because we already know. He's number 1. Sweetness. Do you realize that this man played with nothing? It wasn't until around 82 at age 29, by the time that Ditka, 81 or 82, when Ditka got there, when they started doing something, the first 6 or 7 years ago, he was running behind nothing. Anybody that's my age, who's 56 going on 57 years old, knows that Chicago stunk. Stunk. Them teams in the mid-70s, I think they went to the playoffs one time, if I'm not mistaken. Sweetness wasn't running behind nothing. All of them guys up there, nothing. It wasn't until we got like COVID and all them other guys like that on the line and stuff like that. That's when he started having a line. Was no fucking line. Ironically enough, COVID, if I'm not mistaken, played at Pitt. Going back to the Pitt thing, right? But it's like, here he goes. 1390, 1852, 1395, 1610, 1460, 122. Strike short in season, 596. 1421 at 30. McCoy's done. at 29. He's done. Matter of fact, let's just go back and take a quick gander at this. At 29, 1138. At 29, at 1130. What did Walter have at age 29? Strike short, see 596. Okay, go to 30, 1421. 31, 1684. 32, 1551. 33, 1333. At 1333 at 33. And then rounds it out, retires after the 87 season with 533. Do you see what I'm talking about here? I'll talk about Gore later. Barry Sanders, don't need to put that up. Even going to this guy, he's not comparing with this guy. I'm going to just throw it up here just for the hell of it. Because I was like, okay, he really know the back really doing it. Like who's the last back? 1, 2, 3, 4. He missed some games due to an injury. He's at 970 in 12 games. Come on, man. Then comes back with the 2,097 yards. Then 1,266. Blow his MCL, ACL, or whatever the fuck he blew. He blew that shit and said, he's going to be probably done for 2 years. Come back, led the league 3 times. 1,485 with 11 touchdowns. Then at 33, 1042. What was Shady doing? Shady is what? Come on, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Shady are 6. You have basically only 2 or 3 years where it's worth actually talking about. I don't care about guys getting 1,000, 1,016, 1,011. At least 12 to 1,300 yards you need to be getting in 16 games being played. So over 1,400 yards, 1,400, 1,760, 1,383, 1,298, then 2,009, 1,260, then 1,485 at 30. At 30. You don't have that resume like that, homie. My man consecutively put the fucking work in here. And then here. Hurt again. And then here. Now, he ends up last 1,042 in 2018. Don't have it no more. He still tries. I said he bounced around, did this, did that. He already did it. When you do 2,000, when you lead the league at least 3 times, hey, man, when you start leading the league 3 times, then you're doing 1,400 yards, you getting ready to be, you're going to be getting that gold jacket. Did Shady do that? No, he didn't. But what he'll use is those 2 cheap rings he got from Kansas City and Tampa. Let's go back. Oops, nope, didn't mean to do that. Curtis Morton. I already talked about Curtis Morton. LaDainian Thomas. Do I have to do this? I'm gonna do it for the fuck if I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't got nothing else to do. Waiting for this goddamn game to come on. 1, 2, 3, 1236, 1683, 1645, 1335, 1462, 1815, 1470, 1010. That magic year, 29. That's when they started unraveling. That's always the thing. But look at what he did. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, Shady had 6, but it was nothing there as a rookie. 2 years off, 2 years off, 2 years oblivion. Done, retired, on the fucking bench. Not a starter. You don't have those kind of numbers, homie. You don't have those kind of numbers. You don't have that. That's not in your resume. You might think because of the flash and this and that and no this. It's like my man was nice, but my man, I said, you don't put yourself up in that company. You don't belong in this murderer's row. You don't belong in murderer's row, man. I can even go, but I'm going to go with ED. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, here is 7. 1808, 2105. He led the league 4 fucking times. 1, 2, 3, 4 in his 3rd year. 1821 again. Then 1288. 1288 because he got traded. 1821. He got the trade or whatever. Then 1659 at age 28. And then age 29, 1311. And like I said, that's always the time when it's like they start putting it away and shit like that or whatever. So if you're going to do some shit, you better do it before 29 because normally that's pretty much a wrap. Pretty much a wrap. You don't have that. You led the league once. Not twice, once. You can't put yourself up in that company. Jim, I'm just doing this just for the fuck of it. Dude, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jim Brown is the fucking standard, man. I said that. I said that a while back. I did a show about Jim Brown, the standard. That is to be the standard. Guys, him gotta look up the juice. 5 years, he led the league 4 times. When you go 3, 4, 5 times and you're leading the fucking league, come talk to me then. I don't care about the flash. I don't care about what did you lead? What did you do? Was it consecutively? Look at these yards. 942, 1527, 1329, 1257, 1408. 62, that's the year when Jim Taylor got busy. 1863, 44. Age 29, 1544. 3 MVPs. Shady's not in that fucking company, guys. Hate to break it to you, Philly fans. He's not. Do we have to go? Okay, I'm going to go there. Now, people will be like, well, he ain't really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. One more, 18 and whatnot. Now, he's a threat coming out the backfield. Shady wasn't much like that. Now, you look at his year, if we're going to use it, but this shows right here, he's going to give you at a certain time from age 1998, 1319, 1381, 1359, and whatnot, and stuff like that. He's only handled about average around 250 touches as far as handling the ball, running, getting rushes. So you're looking at somebody doing 1,300, but then he's giving you 765, 830, 1048, 908, 470. So he's giving you, this is over here. Shady has nothing like this. You're looking at somebody who's averaging damn near 500 to 600 yards of receiving and about, give and take, 60 balls a year. Did you do that? Don't make me bring up Thurman Thomas. But this guy, Marshall Faulk, the fuck out of here with that, man. Dude, you're not in this room. Edge. I talked about Edge earlier. If we're dealing with Edge, dude, are you serious? Even here, 586, 594, hurt, 43. So they was really giving him, receiving his first couple of years in the game and shit like that. And then he does a 483 with 1548. He's still giving you 1,500 on the ground. He's rushed the ball a lot more than what I don't care. That's their offense and whatever they call themselves doing. Dude, you're not in this fucking room, homie. You're not in this room. You are not in this room. I go to the lowest on the totem pole, so to speak. Go to bus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more than Shady. Consecutive years, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years in a fucking row. That's consistency. Going back to Curtis Morton, that's consistency. Shady did not give you consistency. He gave you 2 years, I'm off. 2 years, I'm off. 2 years, I'm done. That's what he gave you. Bust 14, 16, 14 twice and 16 once. And then 1341. His best years was here. Here, his rookie year, 4th year, 5th year, 8th year. With 1341. Don't even have that. Now, Bus never led, but the consistency from 96 to 2001. Rams The coaching system and what they were doing over there was fucking over him. He almost led the league in rushing. Emmett beat him out by a few, and that was his rookie year. Now explain to me, how come you never went straight like this? Consistency over time. Then he gets a ring the right way. Not some bullshit. He got the ring the right way. Still got it. Got it in the city of Detroit. In Michigan. Now, again, like I said, no shade, pun intended, no shade on Shady. But I said this, the closest you can probably get to is Bus, but you still didn't do what Bus did. You don't belong in this room. You don't belong in this room. Even with Frank Gore, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to bring this because I've been wanting to make 49er fans mad at this because they get pissed off at me when I talk about Roger Craig not being in the hall and all this other shit. But 1695, 1102, 1036, 1120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 years in a row. But, give them about 1,200 a year. 1,300 a year. 1211, 1214, 1128, 1106. Skip a year. Then we go to 1025 at age 33. Now, you got U of M, the U. But yeah, he need to be da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't agree with that. But how if you're going to put him in due to longevity, that's fine. That's fine. Because his yards are going to say that. And you can give it to him in that regard. But when you start talking about this guy, 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 and God damn it, I don't know why they don't do it. I know why they don't do it. But he's up there. 1251, 2003, 1125, 1817, 1503. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years, he led the league 4 years. I don't need to say anything else. And 2,003 yards in 14 games. First ever. That cements his legacy. Y'all can talk about that other shit. I don't care about that. That's personal. I deal with football over here. You ain't do that. I ain't even close to doing that. And I'm going to pull up one more guy for the hell of it. This guy. Thurman Thomas, 1244, 1297, 1407, 1487, 1315, 1093, 1005, 1033. His years, 1244. His best years here, 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 then here, then here. 4 Super Bowls. If they win against the Giants, he's the MVP. He rushed for like over 100 yards. You don't have this consecutively. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't belong in that room, homie. It's cute. Where's he at? You're 23rd on the list. 23rd of all-time leading rushers. Do you realize Jim Brown last played in 1965, which will give you 60 years since the last time he played, and he retired at age 29, and he's still sitting at 11 at 12,312 yards. Derrick Henry is the next that can probably jump up. Bruh, you don't belong in that room. You don't belong in that room. You're not in that room. The legacy aspect of it, or the whatever. If you want to tell Jim, well, that was so long. Okay, then we go with the juice then. Let me pull up Dickerson. You didn't do this. And Frank Gore, 16, when did he do? Again, we're going to go back and just dealing with Frank Gore. It's like 1695. That's it. Where's the 14? Where's the 13? Where's the 17? Where's the 18? Where's the 14 consecutively? He's getting 1,100 yards. So you're looking at, he's at 16,000 yards. He played 16 years, which would give him an average of getting 1,000 yards 16 years in a row. Impressive. Not mind-blowing. Not mind-blowing. But he wants to put himself in there because he'll see something like Terrell Davis. He'll see something like Earl Campbell. He'll see something like Gale Sayers. You didn't do what Earl did his first 5 years in the league, especially his first 3 years. You didn't do what Gale Sayers did. Will he be a Hall of Famer? Possibly. I say fourth to fifth ballot, if you want to give him that. If we want to talk about Lynch, let's talk about Lynch. 1, 2. Here. His run was from 11 to 14. 1204, 1509, 12. You got a ring. Beast mode. 2 of the best runs ever of all time is in that list. He probably has the best run of all time. He had 6, but this is more impressive than yours. Led the league twice in touchdowns. Never led the league in rushing, but this is about as close as you're going to get dealing with him. Now, you explain to me. Explain to me, how do you think you fit in this? You, technically, can't have a seat at the table with none of these guys, man. Based on your numbers alone. The majority, 95% of them guys, you can't sit at the table with them. You're not in that conversation. And just for the fuck of it, because I'm a Dallas guy. Look at this. Look at what Emmett, 937. But 15, 16, 17, 13, 14, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4. Led the league 4 times. 1204, 1074, 1332, 1397, 1203, 1021. At 32, you were done at 29. How do you think you sit at the fucking table with them guys there? I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. So, as I said, Sean McCoy, very good back. He can serve these guys at the table, but he can't be at the table. Sorry. Sorry, Philly fans. Hell of a back. One of Philly's top backs that ever played the game there. Should have stayed there his whole career, but politics, bullshit, money, and all that other shit came into play. It is what it is. Short con. Leshaun McCoy, hell of a back. I don't want to hear the excuses. I've already debunked that bullshit. Very good back. Great? Nah. Not even close. Hall of Fame worthy? In my book, not really. But the way that they do the Hall of Fame nowadays, he'll probably go in, but I don't consider him that. And you can't put, if your back hasn't led or did it needs to be a particular criteria. Like, okay, if he's this, and he played a long time and he did something special. Like, if Saquon Barkley never plays another down of football, he's not going to Hall of Fame just because he goddamn rushed for 2,000 yards. I told y'all that yesterday. It's like, nah, dude, you gotta put in about 3 or 4 more years worth of work. At least, at the very least, going into your 30s. Because you had your rookie year, and then later on the 4th or 5th year or whatever, and still got to put in some work. But McCoy, nah, bro. You can't sit at the table with them guys. Not at 20, was it 23? Come on, man, stop it. And even if you're sitting at 23, what kind of work did you do? And I've sit up there and showed comparable stats of consecutive years of doing this. Not 2 years, rest. 2 years, hurt. 2 years, hurt, whatever like that. 2 years, I'm done. And you went over 1,600 yards one time. Say 1,400 yards, you did it once. Everything else was was right at 1,100 yards. What the fuck is we talking about? I said, man, enjoy the Super Bowl. And I'm going to say this real quick. Of course, I got Kansas City going with this. And look at this in this particular way here. Okay? And I'm saying this, I'm like, you one of the most quiet 15-1, 15-2 seasons. For the first time in Mahomes' 7 years of starting, this is the first time that he never made any honors. No Pro Bowl, no All-Pro team, first or second. No Offensive Player of the Year award. No MVP, no none of that. No leading the league in passing, touchdowns, and any of that, yards and all this other, none of that. And he has an opportunity. He has an opportunity to win 3 in a row. And they've been quiet all year. And you don't think he's not bubbling from that? Y'all gonna diss me like that? Y'all might be in for a treat tonight. But we'll see what happens. I don't have no dog in this fight for the most part. I'm picking them because I do like Mahomes. I'm a big Mahomes fan. Like I said, countless of times. Been following him since he was in high school. Then I knew he was special then. So, he wins 3 in a row. Drop the mic, man. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. Like I tell you guys all the time, there's no GOAT, there's no greatest of all time, as long as time's still going on. Like I tell you guys all the time, numbers don't lie and get emotional, but people do. You guys have a good one.